So this is something that I know that we've heard about in the news cycle for quite some time, but there's a new layer to it. After years of speaking out against Scientology, Leah Remini is now suing the church. She is also suing the leader of Scientology, David Miscavige.
Correct.
She announced the lawsuit on her Instagram, posting this long press release detailing her claims of 17 years of psychological torture, defamation, surveillance, harassment, and intimidation. Leah was a member of the church for more than 35 years before she walked away in 2013. And since then, she has been speaking out against it, including on our show. Check out this clip from a couple years back.
Not everybody who has a voice uses it. And I'm a firm believer. I was a vocal Scientologist. I got people into Scientology. I promoted it most of my life. For those of us who were in the public eye and who were speaking on behalf of Scientology, getting people into Scientology, I feel that we have a responsibility to do the work when we find out that none of those things that we were doing was not only helpful but damaging and very harmful to people's lives. I think people have a responsibility to do their part.
The Church of Scientology has not yet responded to the lawsuit. So what do you think of Leah's suit and the claims that she is making against the church? I know that you have a big long list, Tori, of some information. Please provide more context.
Okay, and just to say, I just bravo to Leah Remini. I mean, she's doing this, it's like a David and Goliath story. They have so much money. They are Tom Cruise money, and she's doing this on her own. Right, and she was in this for 35 years. All right, so one thing that's missing is where is Shelley? Shelley, of course, is the public, David and Shelley Miscavige were the public face of Scientology. She has not been seen since 2007, okay? No one knows where she is, and at one point during Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes' wedding, Leah said, hey, where's Shelley? And it got to be kind of weird, and things started turning. And at that point, she was sent away, Leah Remini, away to like a
according to
Leah, to like go and work on herself in sort of a, you know, prison-like way. And she's concerned that Shelley Miscavige is allegedly in a fortress isolated in rural Twin Peaks, California, and they think she can't get out. Like she's literally stuck captive in a fortress. And there's also talk of a Vanity Fair article in which someone got in trouble with dating Tom Cruise at the time. She had to scrub toilets with a toothbrush. This is alleged again. Clean bathroom tiles with acid and dig ditches in the middle of the night. This is dark stuff that's happening here. We're talking kidnapping, missing people, big thing to take on by herself. Huge.
And that's the thing that scares me, Tori, is I wonder if it is going to be by herself. I mean, some of the misgivings that people have had with this church are not new information. I think the Going Clear documentary was 6 or 7 years ago it came out. The problem is, who wants to go up against the Church of Scientology?
No one.
Who wants to possibly exhaust all of their funds and now subject their people possibly to harassment and stalking? What Leah Remini is basically asking for is her life back. These people have an endless supply of money to make your life very unpleasant on a day-to-day basis, because it not only serves as a reminder for who Leah Remini has angered, but also anybody that's still inside.
Right.
It's like, we're not going away in a year. We're going to be right there. We're going to be filming you outside your window, or allegedly. We're going to be making up websites, hundreds of them, allegedly.
But other people have been intimidated on high levels before. Why is Church of Scientology, in your opinion, Jeff, getting away with this, allegedly?
Well, allegedly, we said it enough. They have people planted in all different, including the police force, lawyers, and you don't know where they're at. That's according to the documentary and Leah's show that she had. So, I mean, I love a good conspiracy.
Yeah.
The Scientology's up there with some of my favorites because nobody knows what's happening. The wife, like, why aren't more people looking for her? They tried to serve David Miscavige, the leader, that's his wife. They tried to serve him 27 different times. They can't find him now.
And he self-isolated himself.
And they've
like
also
Howard
claimed that they've met with the wife, right?
Yeah.
If you want to say it.
No, go ahead. I think this is so
interesting. That they met with her in a coffee shop a handful of years ago, I think back in 2013.
The LAPD.
The LAPD. Yes. But when they went to compare her fingerprints, it was so faint, and then they went to go look at the footage, and it was all scrambled.
Right.
So they don't know if they ever met with her to make sure that she was okay.
Which is
why can't they go to the fortress? I don't understand how our government picks and chooses. I know your points. Well,
Right?
No, but
if
that's
someone's
even-
missing,
I think
because they infiltrated the LAPD, allegedly. Again, they are at the highest levels of our Congress, of our courts, and they're not telling them, why did it get case closed? Why is that missing person that Leah Remini herself had to put out in 2013, why is that closed?
and if no one else is going up against Church of Scientology and it's just Leah Remini, talk about a David and Goliath story.
Literally.
The bravery.
Yes, but the sad
courage.
part is in real life, a lot of times Goliath wins.
Yeah.
And that's the scarier thing. It's just that it's just going to be Leah, because if Leah called me and was like, hey, can you get my back in this? I'm like, I don't know. I don't
got
want to
kids.
subject. Yeah, I don't want to.
My buddy tried to go, Donovan and Goliath, tried to infiltrate my buddy Donovan, and he's like, I just want to see what's going on in there. So he went to Church of Scientology
too.
when we lived in LA and took the test. Did you take a test?
No, I went to the Church of Scientology Celebrity Center right there
On Franklin.
across from Birds.
Yeah.
And my husband and I were so curious what happens in there, we pretended we wanted to have our wedding there. So before we could even have a conversation with their wedding planner, we had to sit and watch a movie. And afterwards, Mark was like, Mark was like all in. Because it's very,
yeah, you're right.
This was 20 years ago. You know, I've known Mark since I was in my early 20s. It's very, specifically, I don't want to say towards disenfranchised people, but it's manipulative. They know how to indoctrinate a person through that 15-minute video, just enough to get you to go to a meeting.
Yeah.
And then that meeting turns into another meeting and another meeting. And then all of a sudden you confess your secrets, because they do tell you in order to be a Scientologist, you have to get everything out. And then others allege that once you confess all those secrets, that they use those allegedly later on as blackmail. So you're trapped.
You're right.
So it's dangling that carrot that looks really golden and great. They even found out I was an actress at the time. And they were like, oh, we have this casting director, we have that casting director, this person's in Church of... It's very, very enticing.
Wow.
Very observant.
To finish my story,
out of her third eye.
Donovan didn't get in.
No.
They wouldn't allow him in?
No, they denied him, and he lied. He tried to make it seem like he was like, playing along,
Maybe they
brainwashed.
sniffed him out.
They sniffed him out.
He was
And they
too good to be true.
They turned him away.
Wow.
Yeah, or did they?
They
Or did
want
they?
flaws.
Or is he in?
Or is he? Or am I?
Oh my God.
Don't even,
That would
Jeff.
explain a lot.
That would.